Good afternoon. I am Colonel Billy Wilson, the commander of basic military training. I'm glad we had this opportunity to have a discussion. So, why are you here? I will tell you that you are here to train both your body and your mind.
Be better. Every day, be better.
You are here to train your body and your mind. Not one or the other, both. I often ask new recruits, why the Air Force? And I often get, well, I want to be part of an institution. I want to be part of something that is larger than myself.
Remember why you are here. Remember those people that came before you. Everything that you do needs to come with a passion and a vigor that is unmatched.
There will be stress. It will be stressful. And I will tell you that it is stressful by design. So the question remains, when you start feeling stressed out, what are you going to do? Are you going to react or are you going to respond? I expect you to respond to the demands that are being placed upon you, pushing you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to grow, because that's why you're here. You're here to be transformed from what you were to what you need to be, to what your nation needs you to be. Each and every one of you will earn your place here. This will not be given to you. And as you earn your place here and head toward graduation day, having earned it, you will have a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. And it will be meaningful to you. And as you depart this place, you will be proud of what you've accomplished.
At this time, please find a place to sit. Thank you and enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of our official party. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Mendoza.
Good morning. I invite each of you to pray in your tradition as I pray in mine. Lord, we gather here today to celebrate these airmen as they commit to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. During the past weeks of training, they have demonstrated their desire to finish strong. Thank you, Lord, for the families and the friends that have played a role in shaping these men and women before us. May you bless the wisdom and guidance given to these airmen by their instructors and allow it to continue to take shape in their lives. As these men and women take their first steps, may they honorably follow those who have come before them as they become our nation's next generation of leaders. It is in your holy name that I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to today's Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Department of the Air Force Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Whitfield Jack. The reviewing official, the Commander, 17th Training Wing, Colonel Angelina McGinnis. The Command Chief, 17th Training Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Camilla Washington. The Director, Mission Operations Air Force Services Center, Colonel Chip Hollinger. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, prior to today's ceremony, we would like to recognize our newest military training instructors. These instructors have undergone a rigorous 5-month training pathway comprised of formal academic classes and task qualification requirements. They have earned the distinctive honor of donning the dark blue campaign hats. From the 331st Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Stephen Mucker. From the 331st Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Darren Cordero. From the 324th Training Squadron, Master Sergeant Cavius Manley. From the 324th Training Squadron, Technical Sergeant Matthew Jones. this time, we asked all military training instructors, past and present, to stand in a sign of unity as our newest instructors recite the MTI pledge. The military training instructor hat that I wear
is a symbol of honor, professionalism, integrity, service, and excellence in all that I do. My job is one of the most important to the Air Force, and I will spare no effort to properly prepare men and women for military service. I am dedicated to the principles of fairness, firmness, and honesty. I strive for perfection and reject mediocrity, both in my own personal behavior and in the performance of those I lead. I am an Air Force military training instructor, and above all, I am an American airman.
The dark blue campaign hat these instructors received today has been the symbol of our MTI Corps since 1974. These instructors will carry on the traditions and esprit de corps of the United States Air Force as they pass on their knowledge to our newest generation of airmen. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Fausto Gill, Jr. Colonel Angela McGinnis will review today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. Over the last 7.5 weeks, the men and women before you have transformed from civilians into motivated, disciplined warriors with the foundation to serve in the most powerful military the world has ever known. Once they leave basic military training, they will continue on to technical training to learn the skills needed to perform in one of 118 specialties. They will then move on to serve at one of 84 installations around the globe or work directly with our sister services. As they move on to technical training, they will move to continue to focus on adapting to military requirements, achieving occupational proficiency, and learning how to be highly productive members of the armed forces. These men and women will prepare for the increased responsibilities and must ensure they are trained, qualified, and ready to deploy and operate in an expeditionary environment. These graduates are the future of our national defense and will pave the way for generations that will follow. 737th Training Group, United States Air Force, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Subject, Commander's Excellence. The Commander's Excellence Streamer is awarded to the 326 Training Squadron Flight 563 for their significant accomplishments, demonstrating teamwork, excellence, and esprit de corps during the period of 22 July 2024 to 5 September 2024. Signed, Billy Wilson Jr., Colonel, United States Air Force. The Commander's Excellence Flight was led by Technical Sergeant Allison Green and Technical Sergeant Luis Villarreal. Of the hundreds of thousands of citizens that enter the workforce each year, less than 1% have joined the ranks of the United States military. The graduates before you have reached a milestone in their military journey and will require your continued support to assist them in their future endeavors. The graduates passing in review today represent a portion of the 35,000 men and women who will complete the Department of the Air Force basic military training this year. The 737 Training Group provides all recruits the essential military training to become motivated members of the world's greatest Air Force. The military training instructors are responsible for the indoctrination, development, and discipline of the airmen. They have dedicated endless hours to ensure all training objectives are met. Today's graduates have proven through academic studies, military training, physical training, and the development of teamwork that they are ready to take their place in the United States Armed Forces. As our graduates turn left onto the bomb run to pass and review, they will march over the Enlisted Heroes Walk. The men and women recognized on the pavers have been awarded our nation's highest honor, representing heroic and unselfish actions as members of the United States military in armed conflict. Their decorations include 9 Medals of Honor, 23 Air Force Crosses, and 162 Silver Stars awarded for bravery during encounters with hostile enemy combatants. These enlisted heroes serve to inspire all service members to execute their duties courageously and with honor in their service to this great nation. We would like to direct your attention to our national, state, and territorial flags. As these flags pass in review, please stand and render the appropriate courtesies for our national flag. As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of all others and be seated in order to allow our guests the opportunity to review the flights as they pass in review. Now, passing in review, from the 323rd Training Squadron, the Commander of Airmen, Technical Sergeant Fasto Gill Jr., Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Houston, Texas. From the 326th Training Squadron, the A Squadron staff, led by Technical Sergeant Tyler Duell, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Westmoreland, New York. From the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 568, led by Technical Sergeant Stephen Bucker, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Flat Rock, Michigan. Flight 567, led by Technical Sergeant Darren Cordero, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Stockton, California. Flight 566, led by Technical Sergeant Marcus Flood, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Eglin, South Carolina. Flight 565, led by Technical Sergeant Brandon Ark, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Knoxville, Tennessee. From the 326th Training Squadron, Flight 564, led by Technical Sergeant Charles Scott, Military Training Instructor Trainer, hometown, Douglasville, Georgia. Commander's Excellence Flight, Flight 563, led by Technical Sergeant Allison Green, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Newport, Oregon. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 562, led by Master Sergeant Cavius Manley, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Fitzgerald, Georgia. Flight 561, led by Technical Sergeant Matthew Jones, military training instructor, hometown Stanton, Iowa. The color guard from the 324th Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Nicholas Walker, military training instructor trainer, hometown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flights 553 and 554, led by Staff Sergeant William Woodside, military training instructor, hometown Jacksonville, Florida. From the 321st Training Squadron, the B Squadron staff, led by Staff Sergeant Deshaun Harris, military training instructor trainer, hometown Abbeville, South Carolina. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 560, led by Staff Sergeant Marcus Bronstad, military training instructor, hometown Cameron, Wisconsin. Flight 559, led by Technical Sergeant Juan Santos Penderazza Jr., military training instructor trainer, hometown Bridgeport, Connecticut. From the 322nd Training Squadron, PT Excellence Flight 558, led by Staff Sergeant Tori Jerry Williams, military training instructor, hometown Tulsa, Oklahoma. Academic Excellence Flight 557, led by Staff Sergeant Islo Baggett, military training instructor trainer, hometown Newport, North Carolina. From the 320th Training Squadron, Flight 556, led by Technical Sergeant Nigel Archer, military training instructor, hometown Beverly Hills, Florida. Flight 555, led by Technical Sergeant Tiffany Todd, military training instructor, hometown Havelock, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Thank you. You may be seated. Musical support for this morning's ceremony has been provided by the airmen from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Staff Sergeant Jacob Wright, military training instructor, hometown Lanio, Texas. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic military training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra effort and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal ceremonies. We would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our honor graduates as well as their families. Basic military training undergraduates distinguished themselves by being ranked in the top 10% of all graduates in their class. The exceptional personal dedication, integrity, service before self, and sustained excellence they displayed throughout basic military training earned them this outstanding distinction. As the flights march forward for the oath of enlistment, we would like to thank all of the families and friends who are here in support of those graduating today for your support to our mission and the greatest air power the world has ever known. Your words of encouragement has helped motivate these graduates through the last 7.5 weeks of basic military training. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Angelina McGinnis will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning. What an honor to look out into the audience and see all the families joining us today. 7.5 weeks ago, you entrusted us with our nation's most valuable treasure, your loved ones. Your support has pushed these airmen to successfully complete basic military training and join the world's greatest Air Force. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your support and encouragement, but more importantly, thank you for your trust. It is my great honor to introduce the 746 airmen as our nation's newest military members. Before I let each of you make your escape from BMT and begin the next phase of technical training before you start your operational Air Force journey, I wanted to offer you some thoughts on some things that I've learned after 2 decades of service in the hopes that something may resonate. My 3 points to you are talent, temperament, and conviction. First, we often focus a lot on national talent. And the fallacy of talent is that those who have it often believe that it will sustain them forever. So they often become lazy. For those of you that perhaps haven't felt that you are naturally talented for military life or leadership, or frankly, just about anything else that you are interested in being great at doing, I am here to tell you that natural talent is fleeting. Working hard, in contrast, is a very sustainable trait. It is part of your character. And if you don't have that drive to continue to improve, develop, and work hard, at some point the talent does wear off. If you feel you have a deficit in the talent department, no fear, you can overcome it with hard work and self-awareness. If you have talent, no worries, you too can build upon it with hard work and self-awareness. It is about dependability, consistency, being a team player, being a great follower, and understanding what you need to do to improve. And our Air Force needs you to work hard every day to improve and advance your contribution to our nation's defense. American lives and our way of life depends upon your hard work and determination. And that takes me to my second point. Your temperament can make or break you. If you heed my advice on hard work and you strive to make discipline and determination your hallmark, it's much easier to develop that positive attitude. When you encounter adversity, and I promise you will in either your professional or personal life, the way you respond displays your character. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, why is this happening for me? This is a simple adjustment to your mindset that makes all the difference in the world. Sometimes what you think are the most difficult moments, that work assignment that doesn't go well with the resulting embarrassment that will likely follow, a misstep with a colleague or boss that leaves hurt feelings, not getting the assignment that you think you deserve and want, those moments end up being the best ones in the long run because you can come out of it better and stronger. if you maintain a temperament that is looking for the silver lining out of the storm clouds and the lesson that's there for you to lead you to the next positive step. Face the challenges and look for them as opportunities for growth. Your temperament determines how your character is revealed and built in adversity. Finally, I urge you to find your why and cement your conviction. You may have joined the Air Force to see the world, perhaps fulfill a family legacy of service, or enter into a secure career with a stable paycheck. All of these are reasons to join are perfectly fine, but they aren't the reason that you will sustain your service. My why starts with looking at my daughters, my husband, my siblings, my parents, friends, and acquaintances, until that circle ripples out to 343 million Americans who I have the honor to protect and defend their rights and freedoms under our Constitution to live out their hopes and dreams without fear. That is my why. That gets me excited to get up every day to put on our uniform, despite the challenges, the frustrations, the long days. I would urge you to find your why, not just for your Air Force career, more for what you define as success and significance in your life, in or out of uniform. In the end, whatever your why, I would argue that your success will be defined by who you know more than what you know. Everyone teaches you something, and this is not about connecting only with the people you think might help you, like those higher in the chain of command, wearing lots of stripes, or eagles, or stars, or in positions of power and authority. The people that are your peers and subordinates, those are the real important relationships that will enable your success and reinforce your conviction for your why. So find your conviction and then take those strong relationships with you to get after it. We are living in an unprecedented threat environment where your ability to be a great teammate with many incredibly and talented airmen will be critically important to conquer the challenges posed by adversaries like Russia and China, who want to win the war before ever firing the first shot. I have no doubt that you are ready and better equipped for this threat environment than those that have come before you. You are tech savvy, educated, and imaginative. All the qualities we will need to confront and defeat our adversaries in the competitive space. I have just one question for you. Are you prepared to join the ranks of the world's greatest Air Force? I think they're ready.
Please stand as Colonel Angelina McGinnis will now administer the oath of enlistment. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
Airmen, raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will obey the orders of the President of the United States. And the orders of the officers appointed over me. According to the regulations. And the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, Colonel Angelina McGinnis. Please remain standing while our graduates recite the Airman's Creed and for the departure of the official party. I am an American airman.
I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American airman, guardian of freedom and justice. My nation's sword and shield, its century and adventure. I defend my country with my life. I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave
As a reminder, military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute as the U.S. flags pass. We ask that our civilian guests stand and place their right hand over their heart. Veterans and military members not in uniform may either render a salute or place their right hand over their heart. Once the flags have passed, please be courteous of others and be seated in order to allow all guests the opportunity to view the flights as they pass. As a reminder, the flights are positioned as viewed from the bleachers to the left of the reviewing stand. Flights 568, 567, 566, 565, 564, 563, 562.